And I am Abhishek Kapoor.
Right, we've been at the top of the story that has only raised very uncomfortable questions for the Trinamool Congress, and not just that. War of words between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Trinamool Congress. Tonight, we'll be raising those burning questions. Let's take a look at the headlines we're tracking for you at this hour. Bengal Industry Minister Partha Chatterjee arrested by ED in teachers' recruitment scam, sent to 2 days custody. Partha Chatterjee's associate Arpita Mukherjee arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. 21 crore rupees in cash seized by the Enforcement Directorate in raids at Partha aide Arpita Mukherjee's residence so far. ED also recovers several incriminating documents in raids hinting at Mamata's minister's involvement in Bengal cash scam. In its remand application accessed by Republic, the Enforcement Directorate says the Education Minister, Partha Chatterjee, sold government jobs in connivance with his aides in lieu of money.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the last 36 hours, there have been mega cash seizures, multiple arrests, and an undeniable crackdown on political corruption. Bengal and the rest of the country is shaken by the mountains of cash stashes recovered, the convoluted links that have emerged, and the scale of the illegalities in the teachers' recruitment between 2014 and 2021. Take a look at this report.
Well, not just that, details are also now emerging as far as this entire scam is concerned, starting from the seizure to the links. As we speak, top TMC Minister Partha Chatterjee is in ED custody. But his arrest may just be the tip of the iceberg. This is the Bengal cash scam. Take a look at what happened today and then we debate.
Republic TV has also accessed the ED remand application for TMC Neta Partha Chatterjee. The remand copy underscores that the agency had received multiple complaints pertaining to the teachers' recruitment.
Trouble mounts for the Mamata Banerjee close aide Partha Chatterjee, who had been raided upon by the Enforcement Directorate, and now his custody has been sought for. In fact, 2-day custody to the Enforcement Directorate has been given for today and tomorrow of Partha Chatterjee, so that he can be investigated, so that he can be interrogated, because there are several documentary evidences and digital evidences that have been seized from the raids that had been going on, that had been carried out by the Enforcement Directorate over the past 48 hours. And that, in fact, pieces of evidences is something that will be used to confront Partha Chatterjee to understand how exactly he had been related to the dubious financial transactions and the teachers' recruitment scam.
But TMC has sidelined itself.
পার্থদা যদি 2 মাস আগে বিজেপিতে চলে যেতেন, ইডি যেত না, আর গিয়ে কিছু পেলেও কি পাওয়া গেছে কেউ জানতে পারতো না। পার্থদা তৃণমূলে আছেন, ফলে সেই জায়গায় সবাই জানতে পারছেন। এবার সেখানে আদৌ আমরা যে ভদ্রমহিলার বাড়ি থেকে পাওয়া গেছে তাকে আমরা চিনি না, তিনি তৃণমূলের কেউ নন। কোন কর্মসূচিতে কে কাকে ব্যক্তিগতভাবে ডাকছে তার সঙ্গে তৃণমূলের কোথাও কোনো সম্পর্ক নেই। কোন অনুষ্ঠানে যারা নেতা নেতৃত্ব বা বিভিন্ন সামাজিকভাবে থাকেন, কোন অনুষ্ঠানে কার সঙ্গে কার দেখা হচ্ছে, এগুলো কোনো বিষয় হতে পারে না। আইনে যদি দোষী প্রমাণিত হন, যিনিই হন, সঙ্গে সঙ্গে নিশ্চিতভাবে সর্বভারতীয় তৃণমূল কংগ্রেস দল হিসেবে এবং সরকার হিসেবে ব্যবস্থা নেবে।
As ED turn up its heat, more details are yet to come. Who are the accomplices and how did they operate? Who else is Bengal government shielding? Let's debate.
Joining us on the burning question tonight is Shishir Bajoria, spokesperson of the BJP, barrister Kabir Shankar Bose. He's a lawyer with the Supreme Court, S.K. Datta, political analyst, Meeta Chakrabarti, political commentator, Tausif Ahmed Khan and Shika Mukherjee joining us on the burning question. Let me straight away begin by asking you, Shishir Bajoria, direct allegations once again levelled by the Trinamool Congress as far as BJP is concerned. They say that the moment you have leaders shifting to the Bharatiya Janata Party, they get a clean chit. No action is taken against them. They've raised questions about Shuvendu Adhikari also. So first, let's settle that, because that's something that I assume, Abhishek, through the debate, that is going to be the biggest bone of contention. So let's keep that straight right now at the top of burning question.
Well, very clearly, let me answer your question. You did show us all the chief spokesperson of Trinamool, Shri Kunal Ghosh, saying this. Not surprised at all. What else will they say? There's nothing more for them to say. Money, the whole world has seen the heap of money. They didn't even know how to keep that money. But now let's come to what he said about if Partha had gone to BJP. Well, there were many people who came to BJP and they blamed the same words were used. Washing machine, this, that, everything, the same words were used. And they took them back in TMC. So what happened, my dear friend? Now Kunal Ghosh also adds one more point, that this lady Arpita Mukherjee has nothing to do with TMC, and here, I presume as the chief spokesperson what he says must be correct. But I have only one question. Why isn't Partha saying this? Partha can say, I don't know who this lady is. Partha Chatterjee is not saying a word against this. He's quietly accepted the fact. Where else will he go? How does the ED find papers and addressed to the minister in charge with the national emblem on it in the house of this lady?
All right, let me take this next question to Tausif Ahmed Khan, advocate and political analyst joining us live from Kolkata. Tausif, please tell us, did the scam happen or not happen? Let's go bare bones with facts. Did the scam happen or not happen? And who's investigating this scam? Is it just CBI or ED, or is it preliminarily the Calcutta High Court which began the process?
You see, so far the allegation, the alleged recruitment scam is concerned, it is standing at the same pedestal such as the water supply scam of Mamata Biswa Sarma, the mining scam of B.R. Yediyurappa.
Okay, you are saying a scam
happened.
Of
Shivraj Singh Chauhan. I am saying the alleged scam we are talking about must be investigated, must be taken to a logical conclusion. The investigation is going on. The trial has not taken place. The law must take its own course. We must all allow the law to take its own course. The point number one I want to say, the money was not recovered from the minister's home. Let us be very clear.
Can I tell you what was recovered?
The alleged money was recovered from a person called
Tausif, can I tell you what was recovered?
And please.
You can complete. Of course, completed when you have the facts. The problem is that you want to continue when you don't have the facts also. That's where the problem lies. So please don't have a problem. Please don't have a problem when you are being interrupted by the anchor, especially when you're going wrong with your facts. So Shishir Bajoria, I'm reading out. The problem, it's okay. I don't blame you, Tausif, because I don't blame you. Sometimes what happens, ignorance is bliss. In your case, that's exactly what's happening. Because let me just tell you what was found from what was found. Tausif, hold on. Don't get agitated. We have a lot of time. We have a lot of time because tonight what is going to happen is that we're going to. No, Tausif, hang on. There's no point. There's the reason why I stopped you. There is a reason why I stopped you, and the reason is very clear in terms of what was really found. And Shishir Bajoria, take a look at this. Even Abhishek, you can also come in, because why I would say that this is very important, and I stopped you. Let me read this out. There were searches that were carried out at Orpita's residence. All of us know. We have broken that story right from the morning. In fact, late last night. As far as Partha Chatterjee is concerned, the searches that were carried out at his residential premises, mind you, residential premises of the minister. The Enforcement Directorate has told the court that they have found admit cards of the candidates, point 1. Point 2, summary of the final results for the post of Group D staff, point 3. Point 4, intimation of letter of the verification of testimonials and personality test for the post of clerk. I'm not taking the name of the clerk. List of the candidates of Group D post at the letter head. Admit card, 3rd regional level selection test 2016 for non-teaching staff Group D. Hold on. You know, the thing is that it's such a long list. I'm taking some time, and since we have enough time, let's put this out, because we believe in talking facts, not rhetoric. That's the problem here, Tausif.
What is the fact?
Application form of recruitment of clerk and Group D staff. List of 48 candidates of upper primary teacher with roll numbers, which indicates that Partha Chatterjee is actively involved in the appointment of Group D staff. Now, please tell me,
as a
Tausif.
minister,
Please go.
where was money recovered? Please utter from your mouth, because you stopped me. So please utter from your mouth. Money was recovered allegedly from whose house?
And who is Arpita?
Was it recovered from Arpita Mukherjee's house or not?
No, 1 second.
Was
Who's
the money
Arpita?
recovered
You
from
answer, no,
Arpita
Tausif.
Mukherjee's house or not?
Tausif, my job is to ask you the question and give you the facts. I've given you the facts. Let me give you one more fact.
Shawan, let me
Go ahead.
let me.
Baba,
Tausif,
don't
Tausif.
beat around the bush.
No,
Where
I'm
was
not.
the money recovered
Abhishek
from?
wants to make
Was it
a
recovered from
Tausif.
Arpita Mukherjee's house or not?
Tausif, let me just help you and you know.
Let us not be idiotic. No.
Nobody is being idiotic.
Truthful to the fact.
Okay,
Money
Tausif,
was
your
recovered
point
from
taken
Arpita
that
Mukherjee's
money was
house.
not
Arpita
recovered
Mukherjee
from
is not a
Partha
Trinamool
Chatterjee's
member.
house. Okay, that is the point you're making, right?
Okay, now, hold on. What is the relation between Arpita Mukherjee and Trinamool party? Please tell me.
Just hold on, Tausif. Just hold on.
What is the relation?
You would
between
know better.
Trinamool
You are on the
party
ground. I
and
can go to
Arpita
Anirban.
Mukherjee?
Anirban, my colleague from
is not even a
Bangla
member.
channel, they're from Kolkata.
But you have a picture.
Anirban. Tausif, now Anirban is coming. Tausif, you have to let others speak. Tausif, you have to let others speak. I am asking Anirban to explain the connection between Partha Chatterjee and Arpita. Anirban, please go ahead. Tausif, you have to stop now. Tausif, you have to stop now. Anirban, please go ahead.
Abhishek, Partha Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee, how closely they are related? This is the question. That is the point that Tausif is making right now, as I can understand. Well, Arpita Mukherjee was very frequently seen with Partha Chatterjee in all his puja functions, in all his puja occasions in Naktala Udayan Sangha, the famous puja, Durga Puja, patronized by Partha Chatterjee. And not only that, Arpita Mukherjee has also shared stage with Partha Chatterjee and the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee had even taken her name on stage and was hard to be saying that Partha is doing good work, and Arpita, your voice is also very good. Like such words in a puja occasion, in a puja function in Naktala Udayan Sangha. So this is the close relation that Partha Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee has. So far we can understand from all the social videos that is available with us from the social sites. And another one thing from the ED submission in the court, it is also evident that the business that was being carried out, all the businesses that was being carried out by Arpita Mukherjee, the papers of all those businesses is also been found in Partha Chatterjee's house. So the money of the business that has been recovered from Arpita Mukherjee was in the house of residence of Arpita Mukherjee, and the papers of those business are been seized by ED, Enforcement Directorate, from the house of Partha Chatterjee.
Anirban, just hold on. Stay there. You are needed for the duration of the debate. A very important guest we have. And Tausif, please listen to her when she speaks. Don't interrupt. Sampa Mistry. She's one of the petitioners of the scam who went to the High Court. Sampa, you have all the time with you. आपके पास पूरा टाइम है. आप जरा बताइए कैसे स्कैम हुआ, कैसे आपको डिसएडवांटेज हुआ, कैसे वेटिंग लिस्ट में जो लोग नहीं थे कैंडिडेट उनका नाम आ गया, आपका नाम पीछे चला गया. थोड़ा सा जरा सबके लिए बताइए कि कैसे ये स्कैम हुआ था.
देखिए सर, ये हमारा राज्य की एक प्रॉब्लम बहुत चल रहा है, क्योंकि हम लोग 6 साल से इस प्रॉब्लम से भुग रहे हैं. क्योंकि यहाँ पर एक प्रॉब्लम एक ही है, जिसका मार्क्स आगे चलता है वो पीछे जाता है, जिसका मार्क्स लो होता है वो आगे आकर ज्वाइन करता है जॉब में. क्योंकि हम लोगों को तो मंत्री लोगों का अंदर के लोग नहीं है ना, इसलिए तो यही प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है हमारा राज्य में. तो हम लोगों को यही प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है 6 साल से, तो कोई बात नहीं है. तो हम लोग यही बोल रहे हैं कि ममता जी हम लोगों को लेके 6 1600 का J6 क्रिएट किया है, उसके लिए हम लोग काउंसलिंग चाहिए। लेकिन ममता जी 5 में बोला था हम लोगों के लिए सुपर न्यूमेरिक लिस्ट, वर्क एंड फिजिकल एजुकेशन, इसके लिए हम लोगों का क्रिएट किया है, लेकिन क्रिएट सिर्फ किया है, अभी काउंसलिंग भी नहीं दिया है। इसके बावजूद यही बोल रहे कि वही एक आई वर्ष है, क्योंकि हम लोग कभी काउंसलिंग नोटिस नहीं पाए हैं। तो इसलिए हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि जो हो रहा है हमारा राज्य में ये सही नहीं है, क्योंकि पूरा स्कूल में टीचर नहीं है, स्कूल बंद भी हो रहा है। तो आज यही तो मौका मिला मेरे को यहाँ पर बोलने के लिए, तो मैं आगे और बोलूँगी। तो आप यही पूछा है हम लोगों का राज्य में क्या हो रहा है। ये राज्य की बहुत प्रॉब्लम है कि शिक्षक नियोग करने का बहुत प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है सर। यहाँ पर सटीक नियम से शिक्षक नियोग नहीं हो रहा है।
शिक्षक का अपॉइंटमेंट लीगली नहीं हो रहा है। आप शोम्पा आप जाएंगे, इसलिए मैं आपसे एक और सवाल पूछ लेता हूं कि अब जब ये इतना इंक्वायरी हुआ है, पार्थो चैटर्जी का अरेस्ट हुआ है और जो एक अधिकारी थे उनकी डॉटर, मंत्री थे अधिकारी, उनकी डॉटर अंकिता अधिकारी को कोर्ट ने निकाल दिया है टीचर के जॉब से, अभी आपको लगता है ठीक काम हो रहा है?
बबीता उसका रैंक था 20 सर, जब पहले रिजल्ट आउट हुआ है, लेकिन उसके बाद हम लोग में देख रहा है कि उसका रैंक चल गया 21 में, क्योंकि नंबर 1 में आ गया मंत्री जी की लड़की।
हाँ, तो अभी आपको लगता है कि ये सब जो हो रहा है ठीक डायरेक्शन में हो रहा है, ठीक दिशा में हो रहा है और आपको न्याय मिलेगा, आपको जस्टिस मिलेगा?
बिल्कुल नहीं हो रहा है। हर साल हम लोगों का, हर साल पहले 6 साल हर साल हम लोगों के लिए शिक्षक नियोग हो रही थी, एग्जाम हो रही थी, रिक्रूटमेंट हो रही थी, लेकिन पिछले 6 साल कुछ नहीं हो रहा है सर। हम लोगों का पहला जो हुआ था 2016 में, जो हम लोगों का रिक्रूटमेंट के लिए फॉर्म निकल था, उसके बाद 2017 में हम लोगों का एग्जाम हुआ, 18 में हम लोगों का रिजल्ट पब्लिक हुआ, 2019 में हम लोगों का इंटरव्यू हुआ। उसके बाद इंटरव्यू के जो रिजल्ट हुआ है वो सही से नहीं हुआ है सर, इसलिए हम लोग भुगत रहे 6 साल के लिए।
शोम्पा जी, एक सवाल मैं करना चाहूंगा आपसे, क्योंकि सब लोग आज देख रहे हैं और ऐसे इस डिबेट में कई सारे लोग हैं, अभी भी सवाल ये उठा रहे हैं कि आखिरकार इस तरह की इन्वेस्टिगेशन क्यों किया जा रहा है। आपने जब ये सबसे पहले सवाल उठाया इस इलीगल काम को लेकर, रिक्रूटमेंट स्कैम को लेकर, आपको कितनी कठिनाई उठानी पड़ी? क्योंकि आखिरकार किसी को इस तरह से लड़ाई करना, वो भी कई पावरफुल लोगों के खिलाफ बात करना, आपके लिए कितनी कठिनाई आपको उठाना पड़ा?
सर ये बहुत मुश्किल की बात है, क्योंकि हम लोग आप लोग देखा है, हम लोग मूवमेंट कर रही थी शहीद मीनार की जो प्रदेश में, वहाँ पर हम लोग मूवमेंट किया था। उसमें हम लोग लड़की लोग रात दिन पूरा एक करके वहाँ पर इकट्ठे करके बैठ रही थी अनशन मंच में, लेकिन बीच बीच में पुलिस लोग आ रही थी हम लोग को देखने के लिए, उठाने के लिए, लेकिन लड़की ज्यादा रहती थी, इसलिए तो रात को दिक्कत कम होता। उसके बाद एक दिन वहां पर आई और इतना हम लोगों का से बोला कि तुम लोग 10 से 5 तक यहाँ पर बैठ सकती है, लेकिन हम लोगों के पास कोर्ट का पेपर था, हम लोग रात दिन 24 घंटा को हम लोग बैठ सकते हैं, लेकिन पुलिस ने बोला अभी मौसम खराब है, ये नहीं होगा। सिर्फ 1 घंटे के पहले बोला और 1 घंटे के बाद में हम लोगों का ऐसे उठा के लेकर।
I think we lost the connection there. Very important points being made by Shompa, one of the victims, in fact, of this illegal scam, which is now being investigated. Remember, viewers, on the instructions of the Calcutta High Court, in fact, Shawan, we can look at recoveries, if you can lead into it, and then come back. I think Tausif and Meeta Chakrabarti and Shikha would have listened to what the victim had to say.
Well, in fact, in the last few hours, what we have seen is an unprecedented crackdown on political corruption. Little did anyone realize that this is going to be recovered from the residence of a very close associate, which is now being questioned by many. But we are looking at a large magnitude of the seizure that has been made, and it's undoubtedly a shot in the arm for the enforcement directorate, and that's the reason why we have seen that quick arrests that have been made. Let's take a look at what are the items that were basically recovered from the residence of Arpita Mukherjee.
Major recoveries were made by the ED probing the SSC scam in West Bengal. This included cash worth over rupees 20 crores from Partha Chatterjee aide Arpita Mukherjee's Kolkata home on Friday, including an envelope with his insignia. Following the recoveries, the ED raids continued well into Saturday. Cash counting machines had to be brought in to assess the scale of the recoveries made. Among the other recovered items were cell phones and gold bars. Earlier in the day, trunks of RBI duty reached Partha's aide's residence ostensibly to pack and transport all the recovered cash. Following the recoveries, the opposition also lashed out at the TMC.
ममता बनर्जी दुनिया की सब कुछ जानती है और ये नहीं जानती है उनके मंत्री लोग कितने करप्शन किए हैं। पैसा उन्हीं लोगों का हाथ होकर पार्टी तक आता था, कालीघाट तक पहुंचता था, इसलिए कोई अछूता नहीं है। मुझे लगता है कि जैसा कि इतना पूछताछ के बाद, इतने जांच के बाद यहाँ तक पहुँच पाया ईडी, आगे भी अगर उनका प्रयास जारी रहेगा तो बहुत सारा बड़ा कांड और बहुत बड़ी रकम हाथ लगेगी।
After the Calcutta High Court directed a probe into the allegations of the scam in late March this year, the recovery made yesterday is the biggest seizure till now. The question is, what more will get uncovered in this mega crore scam? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right, viewers, you have seen the pictures of the seizures that have taken place. Cash, huge amount of cash, mobile phones. Who keeps 20 mobile phones? Active 20 mobile phones at their residence, and those have been seized. Obviously, those would be investigated, and a lot of tech intelligence going into it in terms of finding out what was there in the mobile phones. But, you know, you heard one of the victims. Let me take this to Mamata Chakrabarti. Mamata, Shampa was very clear that justice has been denied to them for the last these 5-6 years, not only because of the scam, but subsequent to that, because all recruitments have stopped. Now imagine the situation, how detrimental it is for the education sector of the state, where because a scam has happened for which these teachers are not responsible, they are being made to pay, and in turn students are being made to pay in the state of Bengal.
Okay, good evening to all your viewers, and I would like to make a few very quick points. Firstly, yes, answering your query, it is not only detrimental to the people, to the teachers who are waiting recruitment, it is also detrimental to the entire education system of a state that takes a lot of pride in its literacy rate and its education structure, infrastructure. So yes, definitely it's detrimental. The second point that I would like to raise here is that we are not talking about just any TMC minister here. Partha Chatterjee happens to be one of the most senior ministers in the TMC government, someone who is known to be close to the chief minister. So any allegation against him needs to be investigated properly, and we need to know the facts. It is a fact that Arpita Mukherjee's name, as per the media reports today, was not initially in the ED's list of places that they wanted to go and visit and carry on the raids. They possibly got the clue while investigating and while performing the raid at Partha Chatterjee's residence. So there has been a link that has been established. There has been links establishing the relationship between Partha Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee. Obviously, further investigation needs to take place. So when you have 21 crores and 20 lakhs and jewelry worth 50 lakhs being recovered from Arpita Mukherjee's place, and someone who is known to be a close aide, and when you see envelopes of the education ministry, it is going to be very difficult for the TMC government to say that Partha Chatterjee is not to be involved in this, or it would be very difficult for the TMC government to create a distance between the minister and the government itself. So that's number two. Number three, it's a fact that we have seen in past as well. There had been Sharoda scam and Naroda scam, and CBI and a lot of other central investigating agencies have been performing investigation for the past 8 years. We have seen a lot of optics there, but we have not really seen hardcore action on the ground. I hope that this investigation reaches a logical conclusion, and people who are guilty of this recruitment scam are actually booked and they are punished. It should not become another perception management, media narrative management exercise.
SK Datta.
It should be something that should be brought to a logical conclusion.
SK Datta.
So that's number three. And finally, number four, just one very quick point. We have seen what has happened to the likes of Mukul Rai. We have seen what has happened to the likes of Shubhendu Adhikari. My point is, why is Shubhendu Adhikari not being questioned and not being investigated right now?
Meeta,
what is happening
I'll let SK Datta answer that. I'll let SK Datta answer that. But more importantly, SK Datta, Meeta is saying that it does not stop at Partha Chatterjee. Does it go
Yes, of course
up
it does
in
not.
the hierarchy of TMC?
Of course, it does not stop at Partha
And hierarchy of
Chatterjee
BJP as
such.
well.
And to say Are Baba and Ore Baba, that is not going to help as such. We all know what is the status and stature of Partha Chatterjee in TMC. Is a general secretary, his third in command after Didi, Abhishek, and then Partha Chatterjee as such. And Partha Chatterjee has been associated with Didi since the time of her youth days when she was in Youth Congress as such. So to wash away and to say that, oh, TMC has got nothing to do with this is absolute hogwash as such. These days, it has become a fashion for TMC, whether on the Ma Kali poster or whether on this, that TMC has got nothing to do with this. We all know that what is the relationship of Arpita with Partha Chatterjee. There is another lady's name whose name is also coming up that she has around 12 or 20 flats in her name, and she is one of the professor in one of the university in Bengal, in Bengali department as such, So that lady's name is also getting connected with Partha Chatterjee as such. What else can we expect? First it is Rose Valley scam, then Sharoda, Naroda, syndicate, Tola Baji, and now this as such. This has become a kind of a rudimentary affair in Bengal. Sure. And what Didi does is like she either says that TMC has got nothing to do with this, or TMC is not at all associated with this. Come on, Didi, it is one of your general secretary who is third in command. His name is involved in this whole thing, and we know the relationship as such.
Shikha Mukherjee, okay, SK Datta, you made your point. You made your point. Let me bring in Shikha Mukherjee. Let me bring in Shikha Mukherjee also right now. SK Datta, you made your point.
Are all splashed in social media as such. So the reality is there.
Okay.
I want ED to take stern action as such, and I want this to go up to a logical conclusion.
Okay. Let me bring in Shikha Mukherjee right now. Shikha Mukherjee, today when the Trinamool Congress spoke to the media persons, one would say that, okay, it was a fair enough response that came in from the political party. But the question here is that if you are absolutely confident that one of your senior most members of the party, someone who's been with the party right from the beginning, faces some very serious charges, and if you are supremely confident that he has not done anything, then you wouldn't have made the kind of comments, or rather the statement that was made by the Trinamool Congress, which only appeared that they themselves were not very confident, sure about it, and looked like they were trying to distance themselves.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the last part of your question.
I'm saying that it was a very nudge, wink kind of a response that the Trinamool Congress actually gave. If they were supremely confident that one of their senior most party members facing very serious charges, they would have come up with a much more stronger statement.
Well, I think they've learned to be cautious over time. Because there was a time when Mamata Banerjee, from a public platform, had questioned whether she had a list of names, and she said, "Are these people all thieves?" And several people on that list were subsequently arrested, and they were in jail for a long time. And it is also true that the teacher recruitment scam has been brewing for a very, very long time. And it is really, you had this young lady who has been spearheading the movement, but the enormous support that they have received from Bikash Bhattacharya of the CPM, who was also a lawyer in the Supreme Court and in the High Court, that has been a sort of the serious backup to the movement that these young teachers have been fighting. And I think that is what makes it so
But isn't
clear that
isn't it some sort of an admission,
in West Bengal, let me finish the statement. Let me just finish the political statement. In West Bengal politics, the protest and the agitation has been backed up by the opposition, working through the agency of a lawyer like Bikash Bhattacharya. And I think it is important that this support was forthcoming. Otherwise, it would have been very difficult.
Shikha, I have to make a point. Shikha, I have to make a point. If there is one person, Shikha, if there is one person,
sure.
if there is one person who can be given credit for pursuing this scam legally, I think more than the lawyers or any lawyer, it would be Justice Gangopadhyay. Are you doubting his intentions? Are you doubting his credentials?
No, it's the question, it can only go to the judge. The judge has to have a lawyer. The judge doesn't do it suo moto. Come on. I mean, let's give credit where it is due, which is that these agitating teachers, these women and men who had taken all the trouble of taking the competitive exam, qualifying, going through the process, and then getting knocked off the list because there was patronage, there was open nepotism, etc.
Shishir, I was coming to you. In fact, Shikha Mukherjee, howsoever obliquely, has admitted that a lot of hanky-panky happened and over a period of time. Shishir Bajoria.
Should also.
Shikha Mukherjee has admitted, howsoever indirectly, that a lot of hanky-panky happened and over a period of time, over a period of years. But Shishir Bajoria, an impression is going that the left has picked it up. Left has picked it up. TMC is the target. BJP is just watching.
You dare to use the word admitted? Please do not use a word admitted in the context of what I said.
Indirectly,
I have nothing to admit.
I qualified by saying
there is no question of indirect or direct admission.
These aspirants have been victimized. You admitted.
I am commenting on it as a journalist. You please do not distort what I am saying. I take serious objection.
No, you did say. I said, howsoever obliquely, you admitted that there are victims.
There is no question of indirect admission.
Are you not admitting there are victims, ma'am? Are you not admitting there are victims, ma'am?
Where is the question of admitting? I am saying, I am categorically stating, there is no admission that I have to make. I am not having to. No one is challenging my credibility.
I'm not challenging your credibility, ma'am. You stated that there are victims. I am asking Shishir Bajoria.
No, the usage is absolutely wrong.
Okay,
your
question to me.
Shishir Bajoria, according to Shikhaji, there are victims. Now, an impression is gaining ground that the left has picked up the cause. The TMC is the target. BJP is only watching from the sidelines except for whatever agencies are doing.
Shikha can have her views and I really respect her. She's a very, very senior journalist and I really respect her. So I would not. But one thing Shikha very clearly said that Trinamool has learned to be cautious because of the way they reacted. So I can only say one phrase I'll use, practice makes one perfect. So many scams happen, so they have got the practice, so they've now become a little cautious. But I have a very clear question to my friend from Trinamool. Why did Partha Chatterjee not say that I have nothing to do with Arpita? He's not once said this, not once. Kunal Ghosh is wanting to distance himself, distance the party, everyone. Not once has Partha Chatterjee said, I don't know who this lady is. And Shikha, I really respect Bikash, there's no doubt. But the fact is that a lawyer pleads the brief that he is given. So one has to give the judge a lot of credit. And you can't take credit away from the investigating agencies the way they have investigated.
But the issue, Shishir Bajoria, that left has picked up the cause of the victims and the BJP is only watching from the sidelines.
Well, let's put it this way. If that makes somebody happy, I will not contest that. But listen, the fact is who's on the streets? who's with the teachers, who's with them, not from today. This has been going on for years. The lady you got on the TV, she said for 6 years she has suffered. Not just she, the teachers have suffered. And in the land of Saraswati, Ma Saraswati has been disgraced. How can this be? How can we tolerate this?
Tausif, why don't you come in? You started off at the beginning of this debate by initially indicating that, look here, that this entire scam is again politically motivated. The fact that, you know, there is no link whatsoever, or there were nothing that was recovered from Partha Chatterjee's residence. So, you know, give him a clean sheet.
No,
Partha Chatterjee bol de na. I have nothing to do with this lady. Who is she?
Respond to that, Tausif.
No, the investigation has not started just yesterday. The investigation is going on. Partha Chatterjee was summoned by the ED, and he had visited, he had attended the sessions with the ED. So this is an ongoing process. And today, if the money is recovered from some person and the agency is yet to establish before the court of law a link between the money that is recovered with the minister, all of this matter is under investigation. The matter is sub judice. Today we cannot pass a conviction order on the TV debate. We are not doing that. We are not doing that at all.
Nobody is.
We are not. And when we are talking about the alleged recruitment scam, nothing stops me from reminding the same CBI, same ED and same IT from taking action against the other scams. If the intention of the ruling dispensation is to fight corruption, then every public will support him, support the government. But if the intention is only to fight the opposition, then the question of political claim will arise.
Is Justice Gangopadhyay, with the BJP, are you casting aspersions on his credentials? Because it's based on his order. Because it's based on his order that the CBI picked up investigation.
No, I know Arnab's style of debate. But Arnab's style of debate is very controversial.
Obviously, it has to be Arnab's style of debate. It's his channel. We are his.
It is not to be adopted. And not everyone can.
No. What's wrong with that? It's his channel. 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 We work with him. We learn from him.
You seem to, Tausif, the problem.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Tausif.
Answer the question.
The thing is that you're a. One second, Tausif. Tausif, you want uninterrupted time. No, 1 second, Tausif. You want an uninterrupted time because you seem to be a master of whataboutery. Problem here is that, Tausif, you're a master of whataboutery. What you would essentially do is you would basically leave. The problem here is not new. The problem is that you will set aside the debate, you will choose a topic which is convenient for you, and then you will beat around the bush by again and again, but you will not answer it. Abhishek asked you a very simple question, a straight question. Let me just help you a little bit more. You need that help, you need that assistance, which let's try and do that for you. Abhishek is asking you a very pointed question, that this investigation germinates from what the Calcutta High Court had to say. CBI files 2 FIRs, that becomes a predicate offence. The enforcement directorate steps in, the enforcement directorate carries out searches, and then they found incriminating evidence which includes 20 crore rupees from a close associate of the minister. And let's not forget, there are envelopes of the ministry found from her residence. There are enough, everyone in Bengal knows the connection between Partha Chatterjee and Orpita. Now you please tell me, there is no elections also. One more reminder for you, there are no elections. If you would have wanted to connect it to some sort of an election, okay, look here, there is a Bengal election coming in, hence Partha Chatterjee has been targeted, then that's also not happening. So please tell us, please enlighten us, that what exactly is your problem here and why would you want to shift focus?
On the contrary, I am bringing the focus right to the core of this. I am asking you, please show me how this recovery of money or this woman, Arpita Mukherjee, is linked to Trinamool Congress. Does she hold
It is
any
linked to
post?
Partha,
No.
and Partha is the leader of Trinamool.
Shishir asked you
Also the fact-
Shishir asked you a very
All right,
straightforward
that
question.
is fine.
Shishir,
Simple
why don't you
question.
ask him this
That
question?
is-
Okay, one second.
Simple
Let's get Shishir Bajoria and Tausif. Shishir Bajoria and Tausif. Okay, let's do this. Shishir asked you a very straightforward question, that if there is no link, if there is nothing to link both of them, Partha Chatterjee should be coming up and saying that, look, I have nothing to do. What's stopping him from doing it? Shishir, why don't you ask him the question once again?
Money has been found in
Partha
somebody's flat,
Chatterjee-
and it's not Partha's flat. So
Just a
God,
second.
he should say,
Just a second.
Mr. ED, why are you
Just a second.
questioning
Just
me?
a
I
second.
don't know who this lady is. Tausif bhai, we all know the reality,
when the accused
which we
is
can't
under
speak
arrest,
on TV.
when
Do you
the
want more details?
When the accused is under arrest, investigation is going on. The
Arey bhai, wo
accused
sab
will
mat bolo.
say whatever.
Just ask
he
Partha,
feels
why
right.
isn't he saying I got
If
nothing
you
to do
really
with this
want
amount
to
of
ask this
money?
question, you can ask this from Partha Chatterjee himself.
I
You can ask
have,
this question directly
according
from
to
Partha
me,
Chatterjee.
according to the whole of West Bengal,
Partha Chatterjee is not bound to say
connected
these
with an
things.
umbilical
Tausif,
cord.
even as-
They are
even as-
connected
He
with an
will say
umbilical
whatever
cord.
he has to before the court and before the investigating agencies.
And for in
Anything
that
that
process,
he
he
says-
is
Tausif, since you are
and he has
asking-
nothing, and you are saying he has nothing to
And
do.
you-
Tausif,
Poor
since
guy
you are
is
asking,
arrested, I
Tausif,
feel
since you
bad
are
for him.
asking,
want to
what is the
ask
connection between
Go
Arpita
to
and
go to
Partha
the jail and ask this
Chatterjee?
question from him.
A certain Mona Lisa might be smiling.
Abhishek, umbilical cord, let Tausif say no. Tausif, you at least say there is no connection. Chaliye, aap bol dijiye. There is no connection. According to me, they are
Can I
connected
ask
direct.
something to Tausif, please? Tausif, why are you beating around the bush? I understand your problem. You have no other option today except for beating around the bush as such, And let me correct you on certain things, Partha Chatterjee was not summoned. He was arrested by the ED and he has been sent for remand for 2 days. So there is a difference between summoning, arresting, and to send the person to remand as such. And you
After
being a
summoning.
lawyer, I think you understand
Then
the
direction
simple
was
facts
made.
very well as such. So do
I
not
see, I
beat
see,
around
I
the
do.
bush,
Yes,
come
I
to
see.
the point in a clear-cut way.
Yes,
But
like
I
that.
understand the connection which you have with Didi and the loyalty factor which you have with Didi. You will not be able
What
to
is your
understand,
problem? I may be
give a
loyal to
complete answer to
whoever I
this,
want.
and
What
you
is
do
your
not have
problem?
any locus standi to give an answer to this as such. To say that, আমরা তো এর সাথে involved না, this is not our thing,
Foreign
এটা হবে না,
interference
চলবে না,
আপনি
this
অন্য
thing is
কোনো
not
জায়গায়
going to
করবেন।
happen anymore as
Can I
such,
come in, please?
Mamata Didi keeps on
BCC
asking
আপনি
every
অন্য
now and
কোনো
then to
জায়গায়
Modi ji,
করবেন।
Modi Babu, yes
channel
scam to
এসে
ho gaya,
সব
wo
foreign
scam to
Okay,
ho gaya.
okay, okay, Tausif.
Why doesn't she answer something
SK Datta.
which is happening below her nose as such?
SK Datta, SK Datta.
Unfortunately,
He is such a
We couldn't get
Trinamool
Barrister Kabir
Congress,
Shankar
SK
Bose.
Datta Trinamool
Drama
Congress,
school,
it is
performing on
Trinamool
Yeah, we couldn't get him,
corruption.
but
That is the reality.
Tausif. Okay, fine. So
No, Mr.
let's
SK Datta
let's go
should
by
perform
let's
in
go
a
by
drama
what you are
school
saying.
on stage.
Let's go by what you are saying, that the connection between Arpita Mukherjee and Partha Chatterjee is yet to be proven. We are not saying anything. A certain Mona Lisa might be smiling, but we are not saying anything. Now, would you assure Sampa, who was saying that for 6 years they have been struggling and they are yet far from justice, that, and of course Mamata Di herself has promised these victims that justice would be done to them, would the
Sampa-
TMC government in Bengal come together to make sure that justice is done to these teachers? After all, it is about the future of Bengal's students.
Sampa is a petitioner before the court, and like Sampa, I also and every citizen of Bengal has faith on the legal system of Bengal, has faith on the Calcutta High Court, that Calcutta High Court will give justice to each and every petitioner that is before the court. So there is no need on your demand for me to reassure the petitioner Sampa.
Then why
that
didn't
court
you
will
come
do
to the
justice.
point? Why don't you come to the point?
It is given.
And why don't you elucidate for us? And why don't you expand for us the connection between Arpita and Partha Chatterjee? You know, are you trying to say that those hundreds of photographs in social media of Arpita and Partha Chatterjee and with Mamata, these are all photoshopping? Are these all photoshopping as such? You know, someone in some photo studio has done Photoshop of all this and has splashed it in the social media. Are you trying to say all this? Come on, whom are you trying to fool? Tosif, everyone in Bengal knows what is the relation of Arpita with Partha Chatterjee. Who doesn't know this?
I mean, we are very aware of the fact that Tosif was alone to defend himself against 4 other panelists. But you know, he has said that justice obviously is now with the courts. But let's understand the background of this scam. This has gone on for almost 6 years. And in fact, despite courts' interventions, layers upon layers of illegalities were committed even to hoodwink the courts. In fact, a top minister of the TMC government is now under arrest by the ED and will stay in the custody till Monday. And in fact, on Monday, he would be produced before the PMLA court and the custody could get extended. His aide Arpita has been arrested, as well as at least 40 trunks worth of cash amounting to 21 crore rupees has been recovered. But what really is the story behind the entire scam? As I was mentioning, there is a background. Let's look at it.
A top TMC minister has been arrested.
You are not being allowed to call. How is your health? Partha, how is your health? After coming could you speak to the chief minister? Could you speak to the chief minister? Not provided. Have you made any admission? Have you made any admission, sir? Have you made any admission? Do you know Arpita Mukherjee? Sir, do you know Arpita Mukherjee?
Mountains of cash has been recovered. Documents with ministry insignia has been unearthed.
Enforcement Directorate is neither unexpected or we are surprised by this recent developments of arrest and money trail investigation. Earlier, the Calcutta High Court ordered a preliminary inquiry into this entire thing, and CBI was already investigating the recruitment scam in Bengal, which amounts to crores of rupees, and the fate of thousands of students in Bengal who wanted a job but were denied because of corruption.
The scam pertains to merit lists being churned out where meritorious candidates were being shafted and others ranked higher were recruited. Previously, when the current West Bengal Education Minister Paresh Adhikari was quizzed by the CBI and even his daughter faces an FIR. The BJP claims Partha's arrest is just the tip of the iceberg.
पॉलिटिकल करप्शन का केस होता है, लोगों को इकट्ठा करके उनको इंटिमिडेट करने की कोशिश करते हैं। वो इसीलिए करते हैं क्योंकि उनको जो छुपाने के लिए बहुत कुछ है और मैं मानता हूँ ये 21 करोड़ तो एक टिप ऑफ द आइसबर्ग वाली चीज़ है।
It now remains to be seen just how deep the rot goes. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
TMC एक भ्रष्टाचार का बड़ा पहाड़, एक अड्डा तृणमूल कांग्रेस बन गई है, उनकी सरकार बन गई है, जहां करोड़ों की लूट होती है।
Watch Burning Question at 9 p.m.
Amity University has been ranked number 22 amongst over 1,000 government and private universities in India by NIRF, Ministry of Education, Government of India. A testimony to Amity's excellence in education, research and innovation.
Wait, you want to say anything, Rahul? Rahul, you want to say anything about the questioning?
200 to 300 supporters are gathered here. Are they trying to stop the car?
पूरी भीड़ नजर आ रही है और ये भीड़ बता रही है कि लोग रुकने वाले नहीं।
Karnataka Congress Chief DK Shiv Kumar says statement of Congress leader Ramesh Kumar on contribution of Gandhi family in the past has been misunderstood, even though his intentions were correct. Karnataka Congress Chief further clarifies Ramesh Kumar's statement, saying Congress interim President Sonia Gandhi and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi would have become Prime Minister if they would have not sacrificed.
The statement of Mr. Ramesh Kumar has been misunderstood and miscredited. He has made it very clear about the contribution of Gandhi family and the growth of the people of this country from the decisions of the Gandhi family.
कांग्रेस वर्कर was seen hitting the paramilitary personnel.
बड़ी तस्वीर आपको बता रहे हैं। पहले ये देखिए बाउंड्री गिर चुकी है।
और सुचिता दलाल the journalist who introduced you to Chitra Ramakrishnan.
A quick roundup from the world of sports. India beat West Indies by 3 runs in the first match in the 3-match ODI series being played in Spain. The win takes their lead to 1-0. France trained at the New York Stadium ahead of taking on reigning women's Euro champions in Netherlands in the final quarter-final in Rotterdam. The winners of the match will face Germany in the semi-final in Milton Keynes. The Netherlands may witness a boost by the return of forward Viviane Miedema for the Euro 2022 quarter-final against France. Miedema, remember, tested positive for COVID and subsequently went into isolation that saw her miss the second and third group games against Portugal and Switzerland.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic Livestream. With you everywhere. Republic Livestream, India's #1 streaming news.
Germany's reserve players took to the training pitch in London the morning after a 2-0 win over local rivals Austria in Women's Euro 2022 quarter-finals. The team now will wait to see who wins a quarter-final between France and Netherlands before facing the winners. Sweden players are thrilled to have reached the Women's Euro 2022 semi-finals with a stoppage time 1-0 victory over Belgium. Linda Sembrand managed a goal in the 90th.
ममता बनर्जी जी के राज में चिट फंड घोटाला हो, कोयला घोटाला हो या फिर कट मनी हो और अब जिस तरह से शिक्षकों का घोटाला हुआ और 21 करोड़ रुपया एक सहयोगी के घर पे मिला, तो आप कल्पना कीजिए कितना बड़ा घोटाला होगा। ममता बनर्जी जी भ्रष्टाचार के रिकॉर्ड तोड़ रहे हैं। ममता बनर्जी और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी में होड़ लगी है कि कौन ज़्यादा करप्शन करता है। केजरीवाल जी ने डिपार्टमेंट कोई नहीं रखा, लेकिन बाकी मंत्रियों को डिपार्टमेंट देकर पूरी खुली छूट दे रखी है।
Getting a cab these days is nearly impossible because half the time you don't get rides. Even if your cab gets booked, you're not sure when it is going to get cancelled or how much you're going to pay. Now, answering all this, Mind has come up with beautiful solutions whereby we don't have a surge rate here because they go by government prescribed rates. Not just that, Mind has a beautiful feature where you incentivize the driver, ensuring that he will come and pick you up on time. So, thanks Mind.
Wherever you are, whenever you want. Republic Livestream, with you everywhere. Republic Livestream, India's #1 streaming news.
In another reaction from Congress MLA Wajib Ali on Sadhu Vijay Das's death, the Congress MLA allegedly blamed the administration for the incident. He further marked the incident as being very unfortunate.
To
प्रकार से बाबा विजयदास जी ने आत्मा का प्रयास किया, ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। उन्होंने पहले ही चेतावनी दे दी थी और कई बार वार्ता भी हुई, उसके बावजूद उनका आत्मा का प्रयास प्रशासन की नजरों के सामने या तो निश्चित तौर पे ये प्रशासन की चूक है।
उसमें आग लगी हुई है और आंदोलनकारी इस तरीके से
और कश्मीरी
Six people were killed after 7 devotees of Kanwar Yatra were mowed down by a truck near Hathras in the state of Uttar Pradesh.
जो बाकी उनके साथी कांवड़िए हैं वो यहीं पर हैं, उनसे काफ़ी चर्चा बात हुई है और अभी बाकी जो कार्रवाइयाँ हैं, विधिक कार्रवाइयाँ हैं, वो सब की जा रही हैं और इनका सबको ग्वालियर वापस भेजने का इंतजाम कराया जा रहा है।
While 5 people had been declared dead when the incident was reported, another passed away following treatment for severe injuries.
ये कोई ट्रक वाला इन पर चढ़ा के चला गया है, हम लोग खाना खा रहे थे पीछे ढाबा पे, हमको पता नहीं। किसी की जान गई है? हाँ, 4-5 लोगों की जान गई।
Further investigation in the incident is being undertaken by the police in the district. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
नोट का भी गिनती इतनी जल्दी ख़त्म नहीं होगी, पूछताछ भी ख़त्म नहीं होगी और ये जो छापामारी और इंक्वायरी चल ये भी ख़त्म नहीं होनी चाहिए। इसका एक अंतिम तक मंजिल तक पहुंचना चाहिए। लोग इतने साल से पीड़ित हैं, लोग वंचित हैं, लोगों को लूटा गया है। हजारों नौजवान नवजुवती जो परीक्षा में पास करके हुए अच्छे स्टूडेंट और रास्ते के बगल में सालों साल धरना दे रहे हैं कि उनको नौकरी नहीं मिली है, जो पास किए हुए, जो नौकरी का एग्ज़ाम में बैठे नहीं हैं, जो फेल हुए हैं, वो पैसा के बल पर उनको नौकरी मिली है।
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
Germany's reserve players took to the training pitch in London the morning after a 2-0 win over local rivals Austria in Women's Euro 2022 quarterfinals. The team now will wait to see who wins the quarterfinal between France and Netherlands before facing the winners. Sweden players are thrilled to have reached the Women's Euro 2022 semi-finals with a stoppage time 1-0 victory over Belgium. Linda Sembrant managed a goal in the 90+2 minute to send the Swedes into a semi-final match with England. Huge BJP. Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
Top stories in a big development in the SSC recruitment scam. Top Bengal minister Partha Chatterjee arrested by Enforcement Directorate. This comes after over 20,000 crore rupees were recovered from aide Arpita Mukherjee's residence. Later, Partha Chatterjee will be taken for medical examination. Again, in the SSC recruitment scam, top Bengal minister Partha Chatterjee's aide Arpita Mukherjee detained by the Enforcement Directorate. ED is interrogating her in the matter.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
Amid several reactions coming in after Sadhu Vijay Das succumbed to his burns, BJP MP Ranjita Kohli, in an exclusive conversation with the Republic, says Congress is responsible for the Sadhu's death as the party wanted illegal mining to continue.
ये इसलिए नहीं रुक रहा क्योंकि कांग्रेस में आज मैं नाम भी लेती हूँ कि जायदा खान जी के बेटे जिनकी लीजे वहाँ पर हैं जहाँ पर बाबा संत बैठे थे.
Wherever you are, whenever you want,
Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
In another reaction from Congress MLA Wajib Ali on Sadhu Vijay Das's death, the Congress MLA allegedly blamed the administration for the incident. He further marked the incident as being very unfortunate.
जिस प्रकार से बाबा विजय दास जी ने आत्मा का प्रयास किया, ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। उन्होंने पहले ही
देखिए, ये तो अब काफ़ी स्पष्ट रूप से बाहर आ गया है कि ये जो लोग हैं जो ईडी और सीबीआई के अगेंस्ट में ज़्यादा बोलते हैं और बहुत ज़्यादा बोलते हैं कि ये करते हैं, पॉलिटिकली मोटिवेटेड हैं, वो इसीलिए कर रहे हैं क्योंकि उनको छुपाने के लिए बहुत कुछ है। और कल जो ईडी के रेड में पकड़ा गया 21 करोड़ का पैसा, 21 करोड़ का पैसा, लोगों का पैसा, मेहनत का पैसा।
टीएमसी एक भ्रष्टाचार का बड़ा पहाड़, एक अड्डा तृणमूल कांग्रेस बन गई है, उनकी सरकार बन गई है, जहां करोड़ों की लूट होती है।
Watch Burning Question at 9 p.m.
Michelle, first visuals on your scene. Christian, would you give facts to India? Mr. Bhandari, just one question, sir.
Mr. Malia, why are the questions bothering you when I'm not getting a single answer?
Andhra Pradesh's Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation commissioned a 3 megawatts floating solar power project within the Meghadragedda Reservoir in Andhra Pradesh's Visakhapatnam district. Meghadragedda is one of the major water sources for the city of Visakhapatnam. The eco-friendly project aims to use the underutilized space of the reservoir and promises to save over 12 acres of land. The Asian Development Bank granted 14 crore rupees to the Andhra Pradesh government.
So with this plant, we are producing on an average 4.2 million units of power electricity every year. Besides saving the land, we are also saving the coal to the tune of 54,000 tons per year, and we are reducing the carbon emission by 3,222 tons per year.
The initiative has been developed under the Visakhapatnam Chennai Industrial Corridor Development Program.
Rahul, you want to say anything about the questioning? 200 to 300 supporters are gathered here. They're trying to stop the car.
पूरी भीड़ नजर आ रही है और ये भीड़ बता रही है कि लोग रुकने वाले नहीं।
Karnataka Congress Chief D.K. Shiv Kumar says statement of Congress leader Ramesh Kumar on contribution of Gandhi family in the past has been misunderstood, even though his intentions were correct. Karnataka Congress Chief further clarifies Ramesh Kumar's statement, saying Congress interim President Sonia Gandhi and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi would have become Prime Minister if they would have not sacrificed.
The statement of Mr. Ramesh Kumar has been misunderstood and misspirited. He has made it very clear about the contribution of Gandhi family and the growth of the people of this country from the decisions of the Gandhi family.
Congress worker was seen hitting the paramilitary personnel.
बड़ी तस्वीर आपको बता रहे हैं। पहले ये देखिए बाउंड्री गिर चुकी है।
Was Suchita Dalal the journalist who introduced you to Chitra Ramakrishnan?
A quick roundup from the world of sports. India beat West Indies by 3 runs in the first match in the
Congress worker was seen hitting the paramilitary personnel.
बड़ी तस्वीर आपको बता रहे हैं। पहले ये देखिए बाउंड्री गिर चुकी है।
Was Suchita Dalal the journalist who introduced you to Chitra Ramakrishnan?
Hello and welcome. You are watching The Burning Question with me, Ishavan Said, and my colleague, Senior Executive Editor Abhishek Kapoor. Now, there's been a scathing war of words between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Trinamool Congress. On the receiving front is the Trinamool Congress, when you have one of the senior most members of the party, Partha Chatterjee, who's now been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate, and Abhishek, very serious charges have been leveled against him. And today what we saw was a kind of a muted response really coming in from the party.
Shravan, in fact, this has become the opposition narrative wherever these kind of investigations are taking place, be it Maharashtra, that as was happening with the ministers involved with the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi government, or if it is happening in Delhi. We have seen how cases after cases are coming out, and again the opposition narrative is that this is happening because agencies are in the hands of the central government, despite the fact that it's the courts that are really in many cases ordering and monitoring the investigations. We discussed that political aspect of the Bengal story today, but before that, a look at the headlines. Bengal Industry Minister Partha Chatterjee arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in teachers' recruitment scam, sent to 2 days of custody.
Partha Chatterjee's associate Orpita Mukherjee arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. More arrests likely to follow.
21 crore rupees in cash seized by Enforcement Directorate in raids at Partha aide Orpita Mukherjee's residence so far.
Enforcement Directorate also recovers several incriminating documents in raids hinting at Mamata's minister's involvement in Bengal cash scam.
In its remand application accessed by the Republic Network, the ED says then Education Minister Partha Chatterjee sold government jobs in connivance with his aides in lieu of money.
Bengal Minister Partha Chatterjee was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate after more than 24 hours of questioning in relation to its probe into alleged teachers' recruitment scam. With huge amount of cash and gold recoveries from his aide Orpita Mukherjee's residence, not to mention several incriminating documents from his residence, the BJP and the left have trained their guns on the Bengal government. BJP is now demanding action not only against the ministers and aides, but also put Mamata Banerjee's government in the dock.
But the TMC is unfazed, ladies and gentlemen, blaming the BJP squarely for using the ED for political gains. And that's become a rhetoric now. Every time a scam is unearthed, every time central agencies raid happen, it is blamed on the central government, claiming political vendetta. But is the scam not real? Despite massive recoveries and evidence, we debate after this report.
Massive allegations, detailed searches and incriminating recoveries. And even as the West Bengal Industry Minister, Partha Chatterjee has been sent to ED custody till Monday in the SSC recruitment scam, the BJP is targeting Mamata Banerjee for looking sideways in the development.
ममता बनर्जी जी के राज में चिट फंड घोटाला हो, कोयला घोटाला हो या फिर कट मनी हो, और अब जिस तरह से शिक्षकों का घोटाला हुआ और 21 करोड़ रुपया एक सहयोगी के घर पे मिला, तो आप कल्पना कीजिए कितना बड़ा घोटाला होगा। ममता बनर्जी जी भ्रष्टाचार के रिकॉर्ड तोड़ रहे हैं।
Mamata Banerjee is breaking records of corruption. TMC stands for the mountain of corruption. Partha Chatterjee has been one of the most trusted lieutenants of Chief Minister and TMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee after her nephew Abhishek Banerjee, and his arrest will not go down well for her.
जिनके इशारे पे ये सारी बातें हुई हैं, ममता बनर्जी दुनिया की सब कुछ जानती हैं और ये नहीं जानती उनके मंत्री लोग कितने करप्शन किए हैं। पैसा उन्हीं लोगों का हाथ होकर पार्टी तक आता था, कालीघाट तक पहुंचता था, इसलिए कोई अछूता नहीं है। मुझे लगता है कि जैसा कि इतना पूछताछ के बाद, इतने जांच के बाद यहाँ तक पहुँच पाया ईडी, आगे भी अगर उनका प्रयास जारी रहेगा तो बहुत सारा बड़ा बड़ा कांड और बहुत बड़ी रकम हाथ लगेगी।
Chatterjee was arrested under PMLA along with aide Arpita Mukherjee in the SSC recruitment scam. The ED recovered more than 20 crore rupees from Arpita's residence. Foreign currency and many incriminating documents including mobile phones and admit cards. And with more than 15 Bengal official and aides under ED scanner in the scam, many questioning how many more are involved in the scam and how deep this rot runs.
टिप ऑफ द आइसबर्ग है तो भी शुरुआत है. ऐसे कितने 20-22 करोड़ पे निकलेंगे, कितने गहने निकलेंगे, कितने सोने की ईंटें निकलेंगी, अभी तो समय की बात है. किस किस क्या क्या था वो, परंतु ये तो बात स्पष्ट है कि जो कटमनी का प्रोसेस है वो अब फूट कर निकल रहा है.
The opposition in Bengal has already trained its guns on Mamata and a government, questioning the government for misusing taxpayers' money and shielding her ministers.
The time for drama is over. The time to answer real questions is here. Where did that money come from? And who was responsible for that money being diverted in that fashion?
With investigation underway and many more likely arrests yet to follow, it needs to be seen what will unravel for both the TMC Supremo and Bengal government. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Welcome viewers, and let me introduce the guest for the 9 p.m. debate. Sardar R.P. Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP. Live from Delhi, Ratan Sharda, political analyst and author, RSS ideologue, live from Mumbai. Priyanka Tibrewal, lawyer, live from Kolkata, leans towards the BJP. Sandeep Ghosh, author and political commentator, live from Kannur. We also have, to defend the TMC, Professor Manojit Mandal, spokesperson of the party, live from Kolkata. Mohammad Tausif Rahman, political analyst, live from Kolkata again. He was there with us in the 8 p.m. debate as well. Professor D.K. Giri, political commentator, live from Delhi to put across the opposition point of view. And also Ravula Sridhar Reddy, joining us live from Hyderabad, leader TRS, again in defense of the opposition. Let me begin with Manojit Mandal. Manojit, Mamata Didi, Chief Minister of Bengal, on May 18 in Jharkhand, said that I am keeping silent.
Line ta clear nahi, line ta clear nahi, boost.
Are you getting me now, Manojit? I have a question for you. Can I start my? Okay, you're getting my question now. Okay, so Mamata Di on May 18th in Jharkhand said that I know I have made some inquiries. I am keeping silent out of courtesy. Let's not forget that in the era of the left, recruitments would happen based on chits and recommendations of party leaders. I will reveal names, but why have you not done it till now?
So I think I have revealed names.
She said that. I'm quoting her. I'm quoting Mamata Didi. I'm quoting the Chief Minister.
Yes, I'm also saying on your channel.
She said we will open chapters one by one.
I'm saying now, even in my university where I'm sitting right now, there have been recruitments done by the CPM which are absolutely illegal. I'm saying on TV because I have been part of this university administration. I'm saying this on TV. Okay? So, and what about the BJP? I mean, BJP, are the heavens cherubim dropping from the sky like a naked newborn babe? What about Mr. Subhendu Adhikari? We have nothing to do with this money, whether it is ill-gotten, illegally transferred or whatever. We have got nothing to do with this.
A specific question, Mr. Mandal. I would like to, get into...
I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
I'm answering your question.
Okay. Some specifics. Can we get into some specifics right now? Now you say that I have... Okay. Just hold on. There's nothing to get really agitated because this is a very serious issue. And more importantly, we'll be sticking to... Okay, allow me
very confident.
Allow me to...
Allow me to... Correct yourself.
No, one second.
Correct yourself, sir.
What should I be correcting myself for?
I'm not...
No, what should I be correcting myself for?
I'm quietly confident.
No,
you are making an untrue representation about me that I'm agitated. I'm quietly confident.
No, one second.
You may not see.
No, I'm not. It's not me only. I think so. Everyone will actually tell you that right now, even before you jumping to a conclusion, let me just ask you a very simple question. You right away said that there is no link What has the party got to do with this, right? Now there is an allegation. Once again, Mr. Mondal, there is an allegation. The allegation has come in from your opponents. They have put out a video. That in that video, you see the Chief Minister. You see this lady, Orpita. Orpita, whose pictures have been doing the rounds through the day. You can see one of your senior most member of your political party. Even during election campaignings, you can see Orpita. And now suddenly today you say that, look here, we have nothing to do. You have your senior most member who's been arrested on serious charges. Orpita can be seen sharing the dais with some of your other political leaders. And tonight then you actually come up on national television and then say that, look here, we have nothing to do here.
Well, you now want to answer,
Go ahead.
to the answer of a very long question. Listen to that. Who said Mehul Bhai? Who was seen Vijay Malia? Who was seen with Mr.
Sir, answer the question, sir.
I'm answering the question.
Answer the question.
Who is this person?
Question is about Arpita
who is now educated?
and Parth.
Who is
Sardar
now
RP Singh, just give it. Sardar RP Singh, let Professor Mondal, Sardar RP Singh.
Yeah, RP Singh, just hold on to your horses. Hold on to your horses. RP Singh will come to you. Let Manojit Mondal respond.
I am not yielding up, representing my party with confidence. So you have to allow me to answer.
Go ahead.
I repeat, because this person disturbed. Who said Mehul Bhai? Who was seen with Vijay Malia? Who was seen with Lalit Modi? None other than the Prime Minister of this country. So by the same logic, if you are taking this logic as true, by the same logic, Mr. Modi is equally culpable, because now these three are branded criminals. I am not agitated once again, I am expressing my emotion. These three are branded criminals. Now what they are doing in somewhere, in England or in other countries, everyone knows what is...
Okay, you have made your point. Let RP Singh respond now. RP Singh.
This is the answer.
Well, he didn't answer about what is the relation between Arpita and Parth and Parth and Mamata Banerjee. Are you denying that Parth is not Partho?
Please get it correct.
My apologies, sir. My apologies, sir. Parth is Mr. Partho, not
Monojit,
member
on a lighter note, all the languages of the world are just dialects of Bangla. Are you suggesting that? RP Singh comes from Delhi, comes from Punjab, he speaks his language, his dialect.
No. I'm not even holding my friend.
Sir, yielded.
Yielded. Okay, yielded. RP Singh, go ahead. Yielded.
On a lighter note, I'm yielding.
Okay, now.
RP Singh has yielded. All the languages of the world are dialects of Bangla. Go ahead.
Sir,
let's
understand. Do you deny the relationship between Mamata Banerjee and Partho? Is Partho Sahab your member of your party or not?
What kind of a question is this?
Answer.
I'm asking you. Is he member of your party or not?
Partha Chatterjee's arrest has got... Apparently, it is said that is because of the cases that this man is arrested.
Yes, it has been said in the
press conference from the ED. Has the ED maintained that Partha Chatterjee has
someone can tell you, I have to correct you that. I have to supply facts. I think someone can do that. Enforcement Directorate remand copy mentions that.
Let's have a civil debate. Professor Mondal, I'm sure you love...
What is civility, sir?
No, 1 second. Come on, Professor Mondal. I'm again and again reminding you, let's have a civil debate. You have full right to put across your point.
This you must remind your friends.
1 second. So Sardar RP Singh also raised a question. We are here to raise questions, right? And Professor Mondal, in the spirit... No, 1 second. Sardar RP Singh, hold on. Gentlemen, hold on. Now, in the spirit of this... No, 1 second. Professor Mondal, you have been espousing, that's freedom of speech, the true spirit of democracy, when the right of question should actually take place. We are going to do that tonight. And we'll respect that. So, Professor Mondal, what is also very important, because we truly believe in putting out facts. You once again raised that, did the enforcement directorate make a mention of any recovery that has been made from Partha Chatterjee's residence? And not just Partha Chatterjee, there is a long list which we are going to put out. Long list beyond Partha Chatterjee also, people who've basically come under the scanner. They are also, I'm told, important people in your government. Okay, so let me first begin by the recoveries that have been made. Gentlemen, this is what has been found from the Honourable Minister's residence. Admit cards of the candidates, summary of the final results of the Group D staff, intimation letter for verification of testimonials, list of candidates of Group D, post with a letterhead, admit card of the 3rd regional level selection test 2016 for the non-teaching staff Group D, application form of recruitment of clerk and Group D staff in respect of a person's name is here, I'm not revealing that, a list of 48 candidates of upper primary teacher with roll numbers etc., which indicates Partha Chatterjee is actively involved in the appointment of Group D staff. Point 1, Professor Mondal, and let's also give you some more names. People tonight should be knowing where the searches were being carried out. Apart from Partha Chatterjee, a gentleman who goes by the name Paresh Adhikari, he is a Minister of the State for the Education. Manik Bhattacharya, he is the MLA and ex-president of the West Bengal Board of the Primary Education. Of course, Arpita has been arrested. And then you have the PK Bandopadhyay, who is the OSD to then Minister of Education. Shukanto Acharjee, he is the PS to the Education Minister. The list goes on and goes on, Professor Mondal. So we put out facts. Sardar RP Singh and quickly let's also get others also. We have put out full facts. Come on.
Connection between
why do you need the spokesperson of TMC? If you want to put out facts and you don't want to listen to the answer.
No, I've given you what's wrong, Professor Mondal. Why take umbrage about the fact that we are laying out facts? You should be very happy tonight. You should actually congratulate us. No, you should actually congratulate us that at least we are putting out facts.
I can also
come on, I think everyone on this panel is going to agree.
You are not allowed me to do that, are you?
You should congratulate us, Professor Mondal, tonight.
Allow me to put out our facts also.
Of course, go ahead.
Not allow me,
okay, go ahead. Come on, you go ahead.
You are saying for 1 minute, I will take 30 seconds. Hemanta Biswa Sharma, Subhendu Adhikari, Nitish Pramani, minister with 12 cases, including murder, girl trafficking,
उधर की बात मत कर। ये बता
I want to conclude myself, sir. I want to conclude myself that what are we debating today and on what purpose we are debating today.
member है अर्पिता
Who is this
पार्थो जी के साथ
Monojit, don't be that condescending. He is the spokesperson of the national. He is the spokesperson of the BJP. But okay, fine.
इधर की बात मत कर. Is this language your spokesperson use on your TV? इधर की बात मत कर.
Just asking a question, Monojit.
Okay, come on, gentlemen. Okay, this.
Let's broaden this debate, Monojit. Let it not be Monojit versus. Let it not be Monojit versus RP Singh alone.
Yeah.
Let it not be Monojit versus RP Singh alone. Let me get in Priyanka Tibrewal on this. Priyanka, you are a lawyer.
Uncouth person. Should I call you an uncouth person? I will not.
Okay, fine.
That's your language.
He has not called you an uncouth person. He has not.
इधर-उधर की बात मत कर. इसका मतलब क्या है भाई? इसका हिंदी मेरे को समझ नहीं आता है. इधर-उधर की बात मत कर.
हिंदी नहीं आती.
इधर-उधर की बात मत कर का मतलब क्या है? घर का मतलब क्या है? घर का मतलब क्या है? घर का मतलब क्या है? I won't call him an uncouth person. I won't call him an uncivilized man on TV. Doesn't know how to behave on TV. Who is this man? Who is this man? Doesn't know how to behave on TV. I will not call him an uncouth person. I will not call him an uncouth person. I won't call him an uncouth person. He doesn't know how to talk on TV.
Who was uncouth? Everyone knows. Who was uncouth? Everyone knows.
Come on, gentlemen, let's not get into this.
Someone has to pull back. Someone has to pull back. I am intervening and broadening the debate. I am intervening and broadening the debate till the time Monojit and RP Singh sort it out. Monojit and RP Singh, you have to sort it out, but don't hijack the debate. Don't hijack the RP Singh, please pull back. RP Singh, please pull back.
He insulted me on your TV.
Monojit.
की बात मत कर का मतलब मेरे को समझ कर का मतलब मेरे को समझ में आता है.
इधर की बात मत कर. ये बता बंगाल का कारवा किसने लूटा? उसमें किस की हिस्सेदारी है?
qualifying it. We are qualifying it. I take strong objection that my party was insulted by this
you
man.
You can take any objection, not give it done. I'm still saying and repeating. Individual की बात मत करिए, बताओ बंगाल का कारवां किसने लूटा?
He has qualified it. Monojit, he has qualified it. Let's broaden the debate. Sandeep Ghosh.
These people are known for using this kind of uncouth.
Professor Mondal.
Monojit, he has pulled back. RP Singh has pulled back. Let me just ask Sandeep Ghosh. You know, this scale of the activities which have been branded illegal by the court already, by the Calcutta High Court already. You know, it's a multi-layered process over a period of few years that went on, Sandeep Ghosh. Candidates, first list that came out, candidates couldn't see where they stand, where others stand. Their numbers were not there. There was lack of transparency. Calcutta High Court intervened and said that please make it more transparent. The candidates should be able to see where they stand in the merit list, how many marks they have, how many others have, so that they know whether they are getting in or not getting in. Now, to comply or before complying with the Calcutta High Court order, another round of illegalities are committed and those lists are changed. Those who were to be brought in illegally, their names appear, and a subterfuge is taken of RTI application, that someone made an RTI application, their answer sheet was re-examined and numbers changed and they got into the merit list. Sir, Sandeep Ghosh, someone has to be answerable for this long period of, you know, manipulation with which this scam was executed, and it just does not, it cannot stop at Partha.
No, sir, something is already pending in the court, if I'm not wrong. This total case.
Tausif, the question was for Sandeep Ghosh.
Pending in the court, as you said, it is true.
No, the question was asked to me.
No, question
it
is true. Something is pending in the court.
First.
But what is the biggest news from yesterday, from last night?
Question has been asked to me. Let me answer.
Let Sandeep Ghosh make his comments. We'll come to you, Tausif. Let Sandeep Ghosh make his comments. We'll come to you.
Okay. First question is, you know, I have a high respect for Manojit Mandal, so I'm not going to, you know, question his assertions, and I don't believe that, you know, Trinamool would have had anything to do. But in this particular case, they cannot also say that this is the central government running after the state government, because this has been, inquiry has been instituted by Calcutta High Court, and a lot of the facts which you are saying have come out from court proceedings and court discussion. So I think, you know, Trinamool has an issue to be able to correct perceptions. There is a question of huge public perception of what really has happened, and that cannot be, they cannot live in denial, or, you know, just can't wish it away by, you know, contesting here. So that's a big perception issue. What pains me as a Bengali is, since the morning, I have received more than 100 memes and jokes about this particular incident, which makes me think that it has got normalized. People are making fun.
Two incidents, sir.
Knowing fully well who has done.
There is two big major news in today's date from last night. One is Smriti Irani's daughter's illegal liquor paperwork, and one is unknown funds.
Have decency to let me finish. I am not debating with you.
Which is recovered money, which is recovered.
Gentlemen,
ever say
no, one second.
Money
let's keep it very specific. Let's keep it very specific right now. Tausif.
There are two big
Sandeep Ghosh.
There are two big news.
Sandeep Ghosh. I need to also bring in other guests.
It has a big viewers and it is a very big platform. It's a national news.
Tausif, hold on. Tausif, this is really not making any sense. Gentlemen, hold on. Tausif, can I?
That should have been
these sort of people
scrutinized.
Credibility.
But
okay,
Partha Chatterjee.
1 second, Tausif, will you stop? Tausif, will you stop?
Took like 20 crores. Where some Arpita.
1 second, Tausif, you're constantly talking over Sandeep Ghosh.
Tausif, you know what our TMC guests are doing? They are trying to derail the debate. Because first they said it is not about Partha. They said there is no connection between Partha and Arpita. Hold on, Tausif. Other guests have to come in. DK Giri.
I'm holding my ears. I'm forgiving myself. I'm asking forgiving.
Tausif, listen.
Yep.
Tausif, by derailing the debate.
But I am telling you two big news. I want to break two big news. One is 20 crores.
Tausif, no, we are not discussing that. No. I will not allow that. We are not discussing that. Tausif, we are discussing the Bengal story. Tausif, I have to mute Tausif. Tausif, this is not fair. I'm not muting you, but this is not fair. You have DK Giri, you have Ravula. They are all in support of you and you're not letting them speak. That's not fair to them also. And it's not fair to you yourself. Let's broaden the debate and bring in others also. The premise...
To get the liquor license.
Listen. The premise of the TMC argument is that agencies are going after opposition leaders. Agencies like the CBI and the ED are going after opposition leaders wherever parties or governments led by opposition parties are strong, be it Bengal, be it Delhi. Right? Am I right, Manojit Mandal and Tausif? That is your argument. Now, DK Giri, and I'll get in Ravula also, but let's begin with DK Giri.
Yep.
It is Justice Gangopadhyay's order stamped with approval by a 2-judge bench of the Calcutta High Court, following which CBI investigation began. After CBI, because it was a predicate offense, ED got in like it happens in money laundering cases. Now the ED questioned Partha Chatterjee twice, but he was not cooperating. Ultimately, raids happened. It's a process the scam itself went on for 5-6 years. The investigation, for God's sake, has gone on for now 4-5 months. How can you blame Center for a process which is court ordered and court monitored?
Okay, let me surprise you. You see, the Prime Minister came on a mandate that he will stamp out corruption from Indian politics and society. Kudos to him. So he is doing it, and the enforcement agencies work under the government's command. My only point is, where it happens only to the non-BJP leaders, that is a fact. Tell me one BJP leader who has been prosecuted by either ED or CBI. Not only that, worse, when they join BJP, they get exonerated. This partiality and this selective application of law is what everybody is concerned about. That is the only point I want to make. I want to ask my friend Ratan Sarda, or you, tell me one BJP leader, whether he was in opposition after joining BJP.
You asked a straight question. Fair enough.
All I have to say.
Fair enough. This is a question. Okay, DK Giri, let's take this question to Ratan Sarda, because this is what has been addressed right from the beginning of the debate, Ratan Sarda, that look at one, about the timing, B, it's also about what happens, this entire whitewashing that actually takes place, that the moment you join the BJP, all your charges that you have, it's forgotten. And especially in this case, everyone talks about Shubhendu Adhikari. Why don't you respond to that?
Well, first of all, I am not from BJP. Answer should begin by RP Singh. I am not representing BJP. And as far as the charges against these people go, if they are already registered criminal cases, why can't these people go to court and appeal action against those people? After all, the action currently being taken comes from the courts, and they are being done at the behest of court by CBI ED. So if your case has some substance, whether it's Suvendu Adhikari or whosoever, they have every right to go to court and ask for an investigation the way BJP has done. BJP has not used ED without the court permission, at least in this case. So that is as far as I go. Now, when you talk of timing, why every case has to be talked in terms of times? You already gave complete timeline of how this has happened for 5-6 years. It is not something new. It has been going on. Cheating exam going on, an investigation on, the court was involved, and then this action happens. So why are you questioning the judicial system itself? Are we questioning any intent on the part of courts that they are trying to subdue or trying to oppress the TMC government?
No.
They are not. And not just Partha Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee. While just coming to debate, I saw another name, Mona Lisa Das of Qazi Nazrul Islam University, who is also under investigation now. So it's not a small incidence. 20 crore is a petty amount for these politicians, I know. But to have that one particular amount like heap of garbage in one person's home, I cannot imagine how many places will be lying like this where nothing is done. And when Partha is caught again, he gets sick. Suddenly, a healthy man with wonderful assistants who store his money, and maybe more people, when inquiry is done, he goes to hospital rather than going to the jail. So this tendency of avoiding the law and then blaming BJP is just an escape route. You are creating nine is not that as far as Professor Monojit is concerned.
You dodged the question.
The way he tried to hijack the debate in the name of a shairi.
You dodged the question.
DK Giri, I'll take your question to the BJP. Let Ratan Chadha respond. Finish him. Let him finish his.
So when somebody makes use of a shairi, a professor of literature should not be creating havoc. Mr. Monojit Mandal tried to hijack the debate on a very spurious ground that Mr. R.P. Singh used a share, which is a very popular share. If he's a letter of literature, he should actually appreciate use of literature in debates. We want to go down to the path of crude, very angry debates?
Ratan Sharda, I will let Monojit Mandal respond to you, but before that, I have to get in Priyanka Tibrewal because DK Giri's question was to the BJP. And Priyanka, of course, has contested on a BJP ticket. Today, she wants to represent as a lawyer. And I'll also get Ravula. But Priyanka first. Priyanka, it was an observation by the Calcutta High Court two-judge bench. It is prima facie clear that serious irregularities were noticed and recorded by the Honorable Single Bench in the appointments to the three categories, following which the report by Justice Gangopadhyay was accepted and that of the Bagh Committee was accepted. And then, of course, the Calcutta High Court ordered a CBI investigation. Now, our question is that TMC says that a witch hunt is happening. All these investigations that are taking place are a part of a vendetta. How do you respond to that? That's the argument, or that was the charge by DK Giri as well.
Correct. So now whatever they are doing here during the debate is trying to derail the topic, whatever we are discussing now. See, it is very, very clear that TMC can accuse the opposition of political vendetta and acrimony, but the fact remains that this investigation is being carried on under the supervision of the High Court. If they had anything in their mind, like now they are saying that Suvendu Adhikari was seen doing this, the other fellow they know or they think has done something wrong, why didn't they put such statements or arguments before the court that go first arrest them, then arrest us? So these arguments are baseless. These are simply baseless arguments because it was eminent that Partha Chatterjee will be arrested because he did not have answers during the investigation to give properly to the ED. That is the reason after the investigation, during the investigation, whatever came up, and accordingly we see that when that money was unearned, what is there on the money? We can clearly see on video also that envelopes which are there belong to the government, to the then education minister. And who was the then education minister? It was Partha Chatterjee. The lady who was arrested, she has clearly stated that this money belongs to Partha Chatterjee. Partha Chatterjee has not for once denied that he doesn't know this woman. Now, we are seeing that the chief minister is being very spiteful to this lady, but it is the same Supremo of TMC who had once praised this lady on the stage, and not that she also said that this lady was not
because that has been their nature. That has been their nature. We
countries for Rajiv Kumar. We have seen the chief minister going and surrounding the court.
Okay, all right.
When TMC
Okay, I just want a quick response. You know, I just want a quick. Priyanka, I just want a quick response also coming in from Mr. Reddy. He's been waiting patiently for a long time now. Mr. Reddy, every time any case is being investigated by the agencies involving the opposition parties, there seems to be a huge hullabaloo about why are we being investigated. And some of these cases may have taken a larger amount of time, and finally when it's reached a position where they need to call the leaders who are involved, you seem to be having a problem. If there is nothing to hide, if there is no problem, then why not face the agencies?
See, the question is the credibility of the probing agencies are in question because they only conduct raids on the opposition party leaders. In the last 8 years, have you ever seen any central agency conducting a raid on any of the ruling party leaders or any of the state? Wherever there are elections, you will see first ED and IT go to the state first.
But there are no elections here in West Bengal.
I'm saying the past instances. Now, you have many evidences, many examples. In 2019, there are 4 TDP Rajya Sabha MPs from Andhra Pradesh joined BJP. Out of them, 2 of them, one was Mr. Chowdhury, was a former union minister. He was facing all CBI, ED, IT cases. The moment he joins BJP, all the cases, now I don't know where it has gone. Now, whip of BJP Rajya Sabha, GVL Narasimha Rao told them to the extent of Andhra Vijay Malyas. Where are the cases have gone now? Now exactly when the tussle happens between
that's a political question, Priyanka Tevrewa. That's a political question by Rahula. That's a political question. Either RP Singh or Priyanka take that. You know what he is saying is, and what Monojit was also saying, that this Ganga Jal of BJP, anyone who joins BJP becomes absolutely clean. That's the charge being made against you.
You have Narayan Rane, you have Himant Biswa Sharma. Where is the scam goes on?
I am saying that if he has such questions in mind, why didn't they approach the court of law? If they have proof, proofs against them, go before the court of law. An investigation takes its own course. Investigation takes its own course.
What happened to
investigation which is going on is not just. Let me finish, sir. You asked a question, I'm answering. You asked a question, I'm giving an answer to it. You asked a question, I'm giving an answer to it. So the Partha investigation which is going on is not going on against only the TMC leaders. The others who are in BJP is going against them as well. So investigation takes its own course, law will take its own course. Now even I am still challenging, if you have proof against any of the names you took right now, whether it is Himant Biswa Sharma or any other name for that matter, please proceed to the court of law. That means you have no trust on the judicial system of the country. That means you have no trust on the judicial system of the country. Go and challenge the same before the court.
Let's have one more RP Singh versus Monojit Mandal. RP Singh, this Ganga Jal of BJP which Rahula is talking about, that once someone with taint joins the BJP, the cases go cold.
Whenever ED, IT or CBI declared that there is no evidence found against people or leaders joined BJP, did they declare? You are asking us to go to the courts? It is the job of the government to push the CBI.
One second intervention.
If you have to, just trying to save you behind me. I'm very sorry.
Okay, you made your point, Mr. Reddy. You made your point, Mr. Reddy. Let's do something. You have Sardar RP Singh, as Abhishek was pointing out, and Monojit can then come in. Sardar RP Singh, why don't you come in? Because this is an allegation that has been leveled against you time and again. Every time a case is being done, unfortunately, the agencies have to bear the brunt, because they are saying that, look here, ye Ganga Jal hai. The moment a leader goes to the Bharatiya Janata Party, it seems that the cases it does not reach a logical end, and that's an allegation that's been leveled against you again and again. So why don't you clear that out, and then Professor Mandal can also come in.
Okay. Now, each and every case which has been probed is being probed under the order of the court. Even this case is being put under the order of the court. What's happening to Mr. Manish Sisodia in Delhi is also happening because the Chief Secretary of the state has put the paper forward to the LG. So there's a court procedure. And Mr. Mandal, don't take it otherwise. It's a phrase, very famous phrase in Hindi, कि इधर उधर की बात मत कर, ये बताया बंगाल का कारवा किसने लूटा? I'm asking you, who has looted the Bengal? Let's talk about that.
Monojit, you were taking offense at Sardar RP Singh's twist to Bangla. He has done that twist to Urdu also. Now, please respond.
No, and one of my friends was talking about Shubhendu Adhikari being a clean person. Second week of March 2016, from your party office, BJP party office in Calcutta, Shubhendu Adhikari was shown to take the money, weights of cash. You showed it. Were you wrong, madam, at that point of time? This investigation, by the way, is also under the Supreme Court's direction. CBI, while arresting 3 of our member of the cabinet, including a very senior minister who, by the way, unfortunately passed away after this incident, Mr. Subrata Mukherjee. They were arrested, 3 of them,
what do you intend to say? What was Bobby Hakim doing? What did we see Bobby Hakim doing on the screen?
Priyanka, hold on. Professor Mondal,
that we leave it to the agencies who are doing their work.
We can't afford,
corruption and scam.
Okay, on a lighter note, Priyanka, on a lighter note.
This government has legalized corruption. This government has legalized
also trying to derail because he is caught. Because BJP is caught. I know.
Priyanka, on a lighter note, what is happening?
You have to stop her. You have to stop this.
Professor Mondal, come on. Dada, one second. Professor Mondal, why get so angry? One second.
Monojit Da, Ratan Sharda said that you are using your anger as an obfuscation and trying to derail the debate. Please answer that charge at least.
I'm confidently speaking. I don't disturb people because I know facts are with me. They are only disturbing. They are only barging in. If that is civil debate for you, I'm sorry. I did not disturb. I was listening for 20 minutes.
Professor Mondal.
1 minute.
Professor Mondal.
They are coming.
Okay, come on.
That people can understand.
Professor Mondal.
Press conference.
I know I'm professor.
Okay, Priyanka, just hold on.
Please stop her.
Okay, Professor. Okay, one second. Professor, 1 second. Priyanka, hold on. Priyanka, just hold on. Yes, Professor Mondal, eto rag keno? Now tonight, come on, you've come so confident and
বন্ধুকে তোমার বন্ধুকে বলতে দিচ্ছ, আমাকে বসিয়ে রাখছো, আমি বললে বন্ধু চলে আসছে।
কোনো বন্ধু নেই, for a journalist.
Nobody has called you doshi. Monojit Da, even I understand some Bangla. Nobody has called you doshi.
You are not our enemy. Come on, Professor Mondal, be fair with us also. Be fair with us.
We consider you innocent until proven guilty.
Can I?
Go ahead. That's a big one. Said you are innocent.
Can I make my point?
Yeah, go ahead. Professor Mondal, make your point. Priyanka, come on. We have to end the debate also. Professor Mondal, 30 seconds. Come on, gentlemen, let's respect.
Well, you broadcast that very famous, TV in your party office in 2016 March. Was you right or wrong? He was taking money.
I am questioning
At least Mr. Partha has not been shown taking money.
What is your scam on Bobby Hakim? What is your scam on the other netas? On Arpita Poddar? They were taking money.
Priyanka, requesting you. 30 seconds. Come on, Priyanka. Okay, Priyanka, let's end this. Priyanka, come on. Priyanka, I assure you. Priyanka, Priyanka, allow me Allow me. Priyanka, hold on. Professor Mondal, 1 second. Professor Mondal and Priyanka. Okay, one second. Priyanka, just listen to me. Come on, listen to me. I know the moment I say this, my director is going to be very unhappy. I'm saying 30 seconds to each. Professor Mondal, 30 seconds, make your point. Priyanka, respond in 30 seconds.
Why this whole country is disturbed by this agency? Because of this one-sidedness. In the same case, you arrested 3 of our ministers, including one MLA. One passed away, by the way, to a senior citizen of 78 years old during the COVID pandemic last year. In the same case, Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari gets away. There lies the problem. If you want to go whole hog on the corruption, go against each one of you. Like one of my friends was saying, in the last 8 years, show me a single instance where a single BJP leader have been questioned by the ED despite their cases against him. Ask they to quote Shakespeare, like naked, newborn babes, heavens, cherubim, don't know anything about these ways of the world. Let us not be so innocuous about them. We know what is what. This country, when it comes to using agencies.
Okay, now
BJP
Professor Mondal, allow Priyanka to respond.
Exactly the same.
Allow Priyanka to respond. Priyanka, go ahead. Okay.
Mr. Mondal, 30 seconds are over. Now, just because he's saying that this money was found in a 2,000 square feet house, it should not be investigated. He's saying because somebody is having an age of 78 years, so he should not be arrested. He's saying that because an investigation is going on and that nobody has been arrested yet, so now there should be no further investigation in any other case.
Right.
So they want this kind of an order from the court that no further investigation.
Priyanka, you also got your 30 seconds. Monojit Mandal, you know what kind of debate is this you asked? This is a debate in which Priyanka Tibrewal has called you innocent. I think you should go back happy tonight. Thank you so much, all the guests, for joining us. Sardar R.P. Singh, Ratan Sharda, Priyanka Tibrewal, Sandeep Ghosh, Professor Monojit Mandal, the innocent, Mohammad Tausif Rahman, Professor D.K. Giri, Ravula Sridhar Reddy. Thank you so much, viewers, also for joining us this Saturday evening.
Getting a cab these days is nearly impossible because half the time you don't get rides. Even if your cab gets booked, you're not sure when it is going to get cancelled or how much you're going to pay. Now, answering all this, Mind has come up with beautiful solutions whereby we don't have a surge rate here because they go by government prescribed rates. Not just that, Mind has a beautiful feature where you incentivize the driver, ensuring that he will come and pick you up on time. So, thanks Mind.
Amity University has been ranked number 22 amongst over 1,000 government and private universities in India by NIRF, Ministry of Education, Government of India. A testimony to Amity's excellence in education, research and innovation.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic Livestream with you everywhere. Republic Livestream, India's #1 streaming news.
Top stories in a big development in the SSC recruitment scam. Top Bengal minister Partha Chatterjee arrested by Enforcement Directorate. This comes after over 20,000 crore rupees were recovered from aide Arpita Mukherjee's residence. Later, Partha Chatterjee will be taken for medical examination. Again, in the SSC recruitment scam, top Bengal minister Partha Chatterjee's aide Arpita Mukherjee detained by the Enforcement Directorate. ED is interrogating her in the matter.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic Livestream with you everywhere. Republic Livestream, India's #1 streaming news.
Amid several reactions coming in after Sadhu Vijay Das succumbed to his burns, BJP MP Ranjita Kohli, in an exclusive conversation with the Republic, says Congress is responsible for the Sadhu's death as the party wanted illegal mining to continue.
ये इसलिए नहीं रुक रहा क्योंकि कांग्रेस में
आज मैं नाम भी लेती हूँ कि जायदा खान जी के बेटे जिनकी लीजिए वहाँ पर हैं जहाँ पर बाबा संत बैठे थे।
ये बहुत ही गंभीर बात है। कहाँ ले जाना चाहता है यहाँ का सरकार बंगाल की नौजवानों को, उनकी रोजगार को, उनकी चाकरी को। ये बहुत ही सोचने वाला विषय है। कानून अपने रास्ते में जाएगा, उसको एक निर्णायक मोड़ तक लेके जाएगी। ये सरकार भ्रष्टाचारियों की सरकार है।
ನಾನೊಂದು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಹಣ ಡೈಲಿ 25ರಿಂದ 30% ಹಣ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಏನು ಸಹ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಮೈನ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 0 ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ನಾನು ದುಡ್ದಂಥ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಹಣವನ್ನು ನನ್ನ ಮನೆಗೆ ಸಹ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ 5 ಲಕ್ಷ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 2,999 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ರೀಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಒನ್ ಡೇಗೆ 149 ರುಪೀಸ್ ರೀಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ದುಡಿತೀನೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಹಣ ನನ್ನ ಮನೆಗೆ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇದರಿಂದ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಸಹ ನನ್ನ ಕುಟುಂಬ ಸಹ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ.
200 to 300 supporters are gathered here. Are they trying to stop the car?
पूरी भीड़ नजर आ रही है और ये भीड़ बता रही है कि लोग रुकने वाले नहीं। Karnataka Congress Chief D.K. Shiv Kumar says statement of Congress leader Ramesh Kumar on contribution of Gandhi family in the past has been misunderstood, even though his intentions were correct. Karnataka Congress Chief further clarifies Ramesh Kumar's statement, saying Congress interim President Sonia Gandhi and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi would have become Prime Minister if they would have not sacrificed.
The statement of Mr. Ramesh Kumar has been misunderstood and misspirited. He has made it very clear about the contribution of Gandhi family and the growth of the people of this country from the decisions of the Gandhi family.
Congress worker was seen hitting the paramilitary personnel.
बड़ी तस्वीर आपको बता रहे हैं। पहले ये देखिए बाउंड्री गिर चुकी है।
और सुचिता दलाल the journalist who introduced you to Chitra Ramakrishnan.
A quick roundup from the world of sports. India beat West Indies by 3 runs in the first match in the 3-match ODI series being played in
ममता बनर्जी एक चोर हो गया, डाकत रानी हो गया। इसको कभी विश्वास मत करिए। ये पश्चिम बंगाल में उसका भतीजा 50,000 करोड़ घोटाला किया है। कम से कम उसका भतीजा 50,000 करोड़ का मालिक है। आज उसका मंत्री का घर में, कोई गर्लफ्रेंड का घर में 21 करोड़ मिला है।
Reading allows us to become familiar with ourselves.
We don't read, we won't know what is knowledge.
I just find it very interesting to know people's lives, how they went through certain situations, how they dealt with things.
So wherever you want to go in life, if you read books along those lines, then that would really help you in growing.
Reading could mean a million different things to every individual. What does it mean to you? Visit readindia.info to find out more.
Wherever you are, whenever you want. Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
In another reaction from Congress MLA Wajib Ali on Sadhu Vijay Das's death, the Congress MLA allegedly blamed the administration for the incident. He further marked the incident as being very unfortunate.
जिस प्रकार से बाबा विजय दास जी ने आत्महत्या का प्रयास किया, ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। उन्होंने पहले ही चेतावनी दे दी थी और कई बार वार्ता भी हुई। उसके बावजूद उनका आत्महत्या का प्रयास प्रशासन की नजरों के सामने या तो निश्चित तौर पे ये प्रशासन की चूक है।
उसमें आग लगी हुई है और आंदोलनकारी इस तरीके से
और कश्मीरी
6 people were killed after 7 devotees of Kanwar Yatra were mowed down by a truck near Hathras in the state of Uttar Pradesh.
जो बाकी उनके साथी कांवड़िए हैं वो यहीं पर हैं, उनसे काफ़ी चर्चा बात हुई है और अभी बाकी जो कार्रवाइयाँ हैं, विधिक कार्रवाइयाँ हैं, वो सब की जा रही हैं और इनका सबको ग्वालियर वापस भेजने का इंतजाम कराया जा रहा है.
While 5 people had been declared dead when the incident was reported, another passed away following treatment for severe injuries.
ये कोई ट्रक वाला इन पर चढ़ा के चला गया है. हम लोग खाना खा रहे थे पीछे ढाबा पे, हमको पता नहीं. किसी की जान गई है? हाँ, 4-5 लोगों की जान गई.
Further investigation in the incident is being undertaken by the police in the district. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
That is Christian Michelle. First visuals on your scene. Christian, would you give facts to India?
Mr. Bhandari, just one question, sir.
Mr. Malia, why are the questions bothering you when I'm not getting a single answer?
Andhra Pradesh's Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation commissioned a 3 megawatts floating solar power project within the Meghatri Gedda Reservoir in Andhra Pradesh's Visakhapatnam district. Meghatri Gedda is one of the major water sources for the city of Visakhapatnam. The eco-friendly project aims to use the underutilized space of the reservoir and promises to save over 12 acres of land.
चर्चे में नहीं है, भ्रष्टाचार चर्चा में है और अगर भ्रष्टाचार होगा तो कानूनी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए. यही तो काम है एजेंसीज का. जो न्यूज़पेपर या अन्य जगह दिख रहे हैं 20 करोड़ का ढेर बहुत पैसा होता है, तो इस पे
Wherever you are, whenever you want. Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
Germany's reserve players took to the training pitch in London the morning after a 2-0 win over local rivals Austria in Women's Euro 2022 quarterfinals. The team now will wait to see who wins a quarterfinal between France and Netherlands before facing the winners. Sweden players are thrilled to have reached the Women's Euro 2022 semi-finals with a stoppage time 1-0 victory over Belgium. Linda Sembrant managed a goal in the 90+2 minute to send the Swedes into a semi-final match with England.
Huge BJP.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
Top stories. In a big development in the SSC recruitment scam, top Bengal minister Partha Chatterjee arrested by Enforcement Directorate. This comes after over 20,000 crore rupees were recovered from aide Arpita Mukherjee's residence. Later, Partha Chatterjee will be taken for medical examination. Again, in the SSC recruitment scam, top Bengal minister Partha Chatterjee's aide Arpita Mukherjee detained by the Enforcement Directorate. ED is interrogating her in the matter.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
Amid several reactions coming in after Sadhu Vijay Das succumbed to his burns, BJP MP Ranjita Kohli, in an exclusive conversation with the Republic, says Congress is responsible for the Sadhu's death as the party wanted illegal mining to continue.
ये इसलिए नहीं रुक रहा क्योंकि कांग्रेस में आज मैं नाम भी लेती हूँ कि जायदा खान जी के बेटे जिनकी लीजे वहाँ पर हैं जहाँ पर बाबा संत बैठे थे.
Wherever you are, when Bengal Minister Partha Chatterjee stays in ED custody till Monday after arresting the teachers' recruitment scam. Partha Chatterjee's aide Arpita placed under arrest. More arrests are likely. 21 crore rupees cash seized by Enforcement Directorate. So far, counting continues. Smriti Irani launches a fierce attack on the Congress for targeting her daughter, says she will challenge the Congress in court. The liquor excise duty face-off gets bigger in the national capital. BJP and Congress protest against Kejriwal. Massive anger over seer death in Bharatpur, Rajasthan. BJP questions Gehlot government forms fact-finding committee. Outgoing President Ramnath Kovind makes his final address in Parliament, congratulates President-elect Draupadi Murmu. World Health Organization declares monkeypox as a global emergency, says outbreak is expanding in more than 70 countries. Thank you for staying with us here on Republic TV. I'm Niranjan. In the last 36 hours, there have been mega cash seizures, multiple arrests, an undeniable crackdown on political corruption. Bengal and the rest of the country is shaken by the mountains of cash stash recovered. Boxes, 40, 50 boxes being taken in trucks, found at the residence of an aide of a sitting minister in Bengal. Now the links have emerged and the Enforcement Directorate claims that there is enough evidence to hint that Partha Chatterjee, a sitting minister in Bengal, is behind this scam.
Republic TV has also accessed the ED remand application for TMC Neta Partha Chatterjee. The remand copy underscores that the agency had received multiple complaints pertaining to the teachers' recruitment.
Trouble mounts for the Mamata Banerjee close aide Partha Chatterjee, who had been raided upon by the Enforcement Directorate, and now his custody has been sought for. In fact, 2-day custody to the Enforcement Directorate has been given for today and tomorrow of Partha Chatterjee, so that he can be investigated, so that he can be interrogated, because there are several documentary evidences and digital evidences that have been seized from the raids that had been going on, that had been carried out by the Enforcement Directorate over the past 48 hours. And that, in fact, pieces of evidences is something that will be used to confront Partha Chatterjee to understand how exactly he had been related to the dubious financial transactions and the teachers' recruitment scam.
But TMC has sidelined itself.
পার্থদা যদি 2 মাস আগে বিজেপিতে চলে যেতেন, ইডি যেত না, আর গিয়ে কিছু পেলেও কি পাওয়া গেছে কেউ জানতে পারতো না। পার্থদা তৃণমূলে আছেন, ফলে সেই জায়গায় সবাই জানতে পারছেন। এবার সেখানে আদৌ আমরা যে ভদ্রমহিলার বাড়ি থেকে পাওয়া গেছে তাকে আমরা চিনি না, তিনি তৃণমূলের কেউ নন। কোন কর্মসূচিতে কে কাকে ব্যক্তিগতভাবে ডাকছে তার সঙ্গে তৃণমূলের কোথাও কোনো সম্পর্ক নেই। কোন অনুষ্ঠানে যারা নেতা নেতৃত্ব বা বিভিন্ন সামাজিকভাবে থাকেন, কোন অনুষ্ঠানে কার সঙ্গে কার দেখা হচ্ছে, এগুলো কোনো বিষয় হতে পারে না। আইনে যদি দোষী প্রমাণিত হন, যিনিই হন, সঙ্গে সঙ্গে নিশ্চিতভাবে সর্বভারতীয় তৃণমূল কংগ্রেস দল হিসেবে এবং সরকার হিসেবে ব্যবস্থা নেবে।
As ED turn up its heat, more details are yet to come. Who are the accomplices and how did they operate? Who else is Bengal government shielding?
The remand document accessed by Republic as filed by the Enforcement Directorate reveals some stunning allegations. The Enforcement Directorate has gone into details of this case while arresting West Bengal Minister Partha Chatterjee. In the cash scam, in the teachers' recruitment scam, the Enforcement Directorate says admit cards were also recovered. Recruitment admit cards were also recovered at the residence of the sitting minister in Bengal.
These are visuals from 7:10 a.m. on Friday when ED officials trooped into West Bengal Minister Partha Chatterjee's residence in Kolkata's Naktala area. After 26 hours of questioning and carrying out simultaneous raids in at least 13 locations, The Enforcement Directorate arrested Partha Chatterjee following recoveries of over 20 crore rupees worth cash from the residence of his aide Arpita Mukherjee. ED sources claim Partha Chatterjee was evasive during questioning and did not cooperate with the officials.
ED had been maintaining that they called Partha Chatterjee. In fact, they had to arrest Partha Chatterjee because he had not been cooperating with this entire investigation. He had not been giving straight answers to the ED officers over the past 2 days, since they had been asking him questions about the documents that have been seized. The documents that namely also have the West Bengal government insignia. And there are fake admit cards as well that have been seized in this raids that had been carried out by the ED.
When confronted, Partha had this to say.
You are not being allowed to call. How is your health? Partha, how is your health? After coming to
The SSC scam took place when Partha Chatterjee was the West Bengal Education Minister. Partha Chatterjee is facing corruption charges for allegedly favouring non-meritorious candidates during the recruitment for posts of teachers in government schools.
All of these pieces of evidences that have been seized by the Enforcement Directorate over the course of last 48 hours will be used to confront them, and these have been categorically mentioned in the remand application as well, and that really tells us a deeper nexus that had been at play, the deeper nexus of the West Bengal government machinery, and who really had been in cahoots with Partha Chatterjee along with Arpita Mukherjee as well.
The question remains, are larger players involved too?
Could you speak to the Chief Minister?
Bureau Report, Republic TV.
The story is the top minister in the Trinamool Congress government in Bengal has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate and will stay in their custody till at least Monday. 40 trunks of hard cash valued at 21 crore rupees, that's the last count, recovered. But what really is the story behind the entire scam? How has the scam affected the teachers and students of Bengal, those who worked hard to appear and get jobs as teachers, assistant professors? Here's the story.
A top TMC minister has been arrested.
You are not being allowed to call. How is your health? Partha, how is your health? After coming to Could you speak to the Chief Minister? Could you speak to the Chief Minister? Have you made any admission? Have you made any admission, sir? Have you made any admission? Do you know Arpita Mukherjee? Sir, do you know Arpita Mukherjee?
Mountains of cash has been recovered. Documents with ministry insignia has been unearthed.
Enforcement Directorate is neither unexpected or we are surprised by this recent developments of arrest and money trail investigation. Earlier, the Calcutta High Court ordered a preliminary inquiry into this entire thing, and CBI was already investigating the recruitment scam in Bengal, which amounts to crores of rupees, and the fate of thousands of students in Bengal who wanted a job but were denied because of corruption.
The scam pertains to merit lists being churned out where meritorious candidates were being shafted and others ranked higher were recruited. Previously, when the current West Bengal Education Minister Paresh Adhikari was quizzed by the CBI, and even his daughter faces an FIR. The BJP claims Partha's arrest is just the tip of the iceberg.
पॉलिटिकल करप्शन का केस होता है, लोगों को इकट्ठा करके उनको इंटिमिडेट करने की कोशिश करते हैं। वो इसीलिए करते हैं क्योंकि उनको जो छुपाने के लिए बहुत कुछ है और मैं मानता हूँ ये 21 करोड़ तो एक टिप ऑफ द आइसबर्ग वाली चीज़ है।
It now remains to be seen just how deep the rot goes. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And there's a huge political slugfest over the alleged case of corruption involving a sitting minister. The BJP has questioned the Mamata Banerjee government and has demanded action against the minister. The party saying it has nothing to do with the cash recovered, trying to keep some distance from Partha Chatterjee while also saying that they will act only after the judiciary concludes in this case.
Massive allegations, detailed searches, and incriminating recoveries. And even as the West Bengal Industry Minister, Partha Chatterjee has been sent to ED custody till Monday in the SSC recruitment scam. The BJP is targeting Mamata Banerjee for looking sideways in the development.
ममता बनर्जी जी के राज में चिट फंड घोटाला हो, कोयला घोटाला हो या फिर कट मनी हो और अब जिस तरह